All right, y'all. So TAMAR Braxton is defending David and saying that he is not a clout chaser. We're going to get into it. And then we got to talk about PEREZ Hilton accusing Andy Cohen of stealing the show. Y'all ain't ready for this.
Well, he's a cutie pie. I might put him in Potomac. Okay, yes. Yeah, he can come right on to Potomac.
Skye Squad, we are in the building. Yes, subscribe, like, comment, share. Boom. Easy breezy. Now, okay, for those of you guys who don't know, PEREZ Hilton is celebrating the release of an autobiography, okay? And he is currently making the press rounds in promotion for that autobiography. Now, today, what he did was he stopped by and chatted with our boy down in the ATL, Gary with the T, okay, that did a virtual interview. Now, in this interview, he talks a little bit about, he spilled some tea about him and John Mayer, but it was the tea that he was spilling about how Andy Cohen allegedly hurt him that really has people talking right now, okay? Now, here's the thing. PEREZ alleges that he had an idea for a television show about gay dads, right? So I'm not necessarily sure, when he approached Andy Cohen about doing it, but he lets us know that whenever it was in the past at some point that he got the no from Andy Cohen, okay? Andy Cohen shut it down allegedly and said that this was not a good fit for Bravo or for the Bravo brand, right? So fast forward at some point, and I guess PEREZ Hilton finds out, and here's the other tea. PEREZ was indicating that he knew that a lot of people would not maybe want to go down that road with him with the show if he was featured on it, so he was going to step back and do a producer role. I'm paraphrasing that correctly. Now, he was just wanting to be a producer on this project, not actually be featured on the show, okay? So Andy Cohen allegedly turned it down, but then PEREZ found out recently that Andy was allegedly participating in a show with a similar concept, and it was supposed to be or allegedly going on Bravo, okay? Now, this is some startling accusations. I will tell you this, okay? What you're hearing right now is not uncommon in the industry. There are plenty of shows out there that were, in fact, someone else's idea first, or someone else had a similar idea. It's very difficult to always tell who had the idea first, okay? And who actually got it into production, right? And if you share your idea with someone who works at a network, then you don't know where that idea is gonna end up, to be quite honest with you, without having people sign non-disclosure agreements, right? That's what NDAs are for you to pitch people your idea and then for them to keep it a secret and then hopefully not act on it at any point in time in the future. Now, with that being said as well, it could have been a situation where the network liked the idea at some point and just didn't want to be associated with PEREZ Hilton, okay? Because, PEREZ Hilton is known for a lot of scandal back in the day, but he's still around and he's still making a lot of noise in the industry as well today. So, with that being said, it's just interesting to hear. I want to know in the comment section below, what do you guys think of this? Do you guys believe it? Do you guys feel like, may the best man win with this type of situation? What do you think about it? I was shocked about this tea, and Gary was looking like, oh, let me jump off this line real quick, okay? Let me jump off this line. You just never know how these types of things are going to play out with reality television. I don't know if this is going to be something that, Andy Cohen stars in, or if it will even come to fruition now that the cat is out of the bag. Who knows? But that's what we got for y'all on that. All right, y'all. So now we want to get into this whole situation with TAMAR Braxton and David Adefeso. Okay, so earlier today, we talked about how TONI Braxton had come out and basically called him a ferret, a weasel, and all kinds of other things like that. Well, really, it was just that, you know what I'm saying? But it was enough for everybody to take notice because she did it on her Instagram. And y'all know TONI, the living legend, Braxton doesn't really come out of her bag on Instagram in order to address stuff like this. So everybody was shocked, right? We all still shocked. I'm still shocked, right? But TAMAR has come out in defense of David. Interestingly enough, okay? This whole situation is confusing nonetheless, but I just want you guys to hear it first. This was first captured, at least from my knowledge, from our friends over at the Neighborhood Talk. She might have posted it on her Instagram, I'm not even sure. But whatever the case may be, they happen to capture it. So here we go.
Okay, so today is a lot. And I just wanted to come on here and just clear some things up. I really honestly appreciate my family, you know, all of a sudden speaking up for me, you know. I do appreciate that. And, you know, it's expected when you're going through a breakup for families, you know, to choose a side and have things to say. It's never positive. And I know nobody agrees with what, you know, David said on his live. I don't agree with what he said, you know. But I do feel compelled to say that it wasn't a terrible relationship. David was an amazing partner to me. He was an amazing stepdad to Logan. He wasn't a clout chaser. He wasn't trying to be on TV. He did everything on TV and showed up for me because I asked him to. And I don't feel like majority of the things that are being said is warranted because, you know, what I went through this summer was very traumatic for both of us. And he was there for me every step of the way, even when most people were not. The people that I thought was going to show up did not show up. He showed up. And that's why I feel so compelled to say something now because, you know, as much as I understand everybody dragging him through the mud and saying what they need to say because of what he said on his live, the other part is still present too. And this is not me trying to get back with David or we working things out because we're not. I haven't talked to him or seen him since August 30th. Just me on my journey. I just really want to do the right thing. And I'm sorry if I look ridiculous trying to do the right thing, but, you know, I just say that. And, you know, unfortunately, this is a situation where nobody wins. We're in a legal dispute and things are blown out of proportion. And I just feel really bad for everybody, including myself. So I would just really like to heal my story when I feel the need to tell my story. So everybody involved, thank you. I love you. But I would like to heal in private.
Well, okay. You know, I don't really know what to say about the situation at this juncture. I guess she's just speaking her truth. The more important thing is, you know, in the chatterization, what do you guys feel about this whole thing? It does seem a little bit confusing, and it does sort of provide a little bit more context to her tweet from earlier when she said, you know, nobody wins when the family feuds. So at this point, you know, my hope is that she's not necessarily getting back, as she stated in her in the message. My hope is that she takes some time to heal, and she did say she was, you know, trying to take her time to do that. It's interesting to me, you know, is she could be just showing him the same grace that we always talk about on this channel. And I don't know, I'm curious. I'm really curious because whatever he did to TONI was deep enough and dark enough for her to speak out against him. And for TAMAR to defend him when TONI and Tawanda and Trina have all spoken out against him, it's very telling as to where the family is as a unit. I don't know what to think about this situation. it seems very deep, what I will say is that just offer them all your prayers, because ultimately they have to deal with this themselves internally as a family. We are slated to get a closer look at this during the season of Braxton Family Values. And we know that David, in the upcoming episode of Get Your Life, describes a situation that seemed to be tense between Tracy and Tamar at Trina Braxton's wedding, if I'm remembering that preview correctly. So, guys, this story is continuing to unravel, and I'm sure there will be more that comes out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell button, and I will see you in the next video.